Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B. We off the record. We off the record.
You're nope. All right, Scott.
No. See, look, I gotta explain myself, right?
Every time.
No. Look, I
Okay.
can press the button to unmute. It's like a 5-second delay. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I'll try to unmute, and it takes about 5 seconds, and then this is like probably like the 70th time you've laughed at me. It's not even my fault. There's nothing I can do about it.
My bad, man. You know what? I'm not gonna laugh at your pain, yo.
Yeah, man. I'm doing the best I can, and you just over there laughing at me. But look, man, I'm Scotty B, man. Everybody know who I am.
Oh, my fault. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Are you mad now? Are he mad?
No.
Mad.
I'm not mad.
He mad.
I'm not mad at all, man.
So yeah, man. So it's a lot. Like, I feel like I always say, it's a lot going on. There is a lot going on today, mainly because it's like NFL schedule release day. Have you seen your 49ers schedule yet?
I have not. The only thing I've heard about the NFL release is all the teams playing on the holidays, like, well, you guys got the opening nighter with Eagles Dallas. I saw there's like 7 overseas games.
Yeah. I have Dallas's schedule. I got the full schedule, right? And I could tell you, I like that. I like this schedule. I think this is a favorite. We go to Chicago on week 3 and play Green Bay at home. So our first 4 games at the Eagles, home against the Giants, at the Bears, home against the Packers, right? I like that. And then we got 2 road games at the Jets, at the Panthers. That's first 6 games before we even get to Washington at home. But first 6 games, hey man, I could see. If I'm being a fanatic, I could say, I could see 6-0. If I'm being realistic, I could see no less than 4-2.
I'll say this. I don't want to say you guys will be 6-0 and you'll be 4-2. I saw an interesting stat that talked about Dak when he has a legitimate number 2 receiver. I think, I'm not going to say Pittsburgh made a mistake, but I am very, very, very surprised that more teams weren't clamoring, trying to get their hands on George Pickens. And George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, you can't double team both of them. And it's going to be really, really, really interesting. I believe that was one of the most, I'm not going to say it was an underrated move because everybody knows about it, but that was a very sneaky, good move.
I like it too. I like it. I think that it's gonna help us in the long. I think George Pickens is gonna have a hell of a year this year. I'm not gonna lie to you, and some people may say, "Oh, he's a fan," blah blah blah. But I like what the Cowboys did this offseason. It's not noisy. You don't really hear a lot. So like last year around this time, it was, are they going to pay Dak? Are they going to pay CD? Are they going to trade Dak? Is Dak going to be gone? Is CD going to get paid? Is what about Micah Parsons? Who it was so noisy with a bunch of BS. Like now, you don't really hear anything about the Cowboys like that, right? You don't. They're not really in the news for any BS. Dak's coming off of an injury, so I think that I personally am like, oh, a quiet off season. You don't even have Jerry. And as I say this, watch. But before we get off the air, it's gonna be like Jerry Jones says the Cowboys will win the next 3 or something stupid like that.
Right.
But he hasn't been. He's been quiet. So, hey man.
Nah. I seriously like what you did. I like what we did too. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's always too early to say anything. Everybody. I'm not going to say everybody, but the majority of fans, if you talk to them, love how they come out the draft, love how they look in, training camp.
Not Saints fans.
Huh?
Not Saints fans. Saints fans hated their draft.
Well,
they should have got Shador.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh should have got Shador. Like one. Like I mean. I hear everything people saying and all of these things. Yeah, it's gonna be they gonna regret that.
Pittsburgh and the Saints might have screwed up. I believe even if Pittsburgh get Aaron Rodgers, it's not like the move that's going to. I mean, he's a bridge quarterback at this point. You know what I mean? So if you bring him in. Yeah, even if he does win some games, it's debatable if he's going to play beyond 1 year, one more year.
Right.
So
right.
For them not to address getting a quarterback, even if they didn't spend like a first rounder, but they were able to like get Shador in the second round, that would have been better than the options that they have now.
Correct. I agree. And speaking of noise, like the Steelers have had a noisy offseason. And it's mainly because they don't have a quarterback.
Right.
Like they don't have a quarterback. It's like Aaron Rodgers. Like that is literally their only option at this point. I guess you could say trade for Kirk Cousins, but at this point,
makes no sense either.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I honestly, if let's say they don't get Aaron, I would start Will Howard before I start those other two guys, because they're like, we've seen what they could do, and there's absolutely nothing. So if they don't, let's just say they don't get Aaron Rodgers, man, I would start Will Howard and let they don't even got Trubisky no more. Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson, they're backups, So I don't know.
They're banking on. It's a lot of teams that have like 3 or 4 quarterbacks, and they're banking that they can get one of those deals done. Because if you really look at it, like the New York Giants, they just got rid of Russell Wilson, not in the Giants, but the Steelers. But that gave an interesting dilemma now for Jameis Winston, which you could probably get for really cheap. I think he would be better than Mason Rudolph if you strike out on Aaron Rodgers for whatever reason. You look at their good buddies, Cleveland. I don't think that they want to go down the Kenny Pickett dilemma, but I don't think they want him back. But they've got quite a few quarterbacks that, probably, not everybody's going to make the team.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, because if y'all going into camp with just 2, first of all, if you're going into camp, well, they got 3 quarterbacks, but if you're going into camp with those quarterbacks, you're pretty much washing your hands of this season, and this is just a rebuild year. Go
get Joe Flacco or I'm sure the Browns give up some. I mean, the Steelers, the Browns will probably accept anything for Joe Flacco. You could probably get away with giving them a 2029 like seventh rounder or something like
I
that.
mean, so I think Joe Flacco is probably going to be the day one starter just off of seniority, off of he's the most experienced. But I don't know what it is, man. I just feel like Shador is gonna be the starter before the year's out. I mean, before I don't even know when their bye is, but before their bye or around their bye, Shador will start for the Browns.
All right.
So
So basketball. Got to talk basketball.
okay.
What are your thoughts? Because it's a lot has happened since last week. I mean, we can start with the injury to Jason Tatum. I think we had a very, very, very interesting conversation off the air just about how Jason Tatum is disrespected.
Yeah. And now everybody want to act like they care. I mean, you had all of these sports shows. Is he the true number one of the team? Is he I mean, we've heard damn near everything. Is he can he be the face of the league? Should they get rid of him? I mean, you think of it, they've said it, and I think right now, then you see, unfortunately the injury happens, and then they say, man, Jason Tatum this, and man, I really feel bad for him. Like I feel bad for Jason Tatum. I do, but I don't know, man. I don't like some of the fakeness that's happening right now in regards to Jason Tatum, because just a week ago, not even a week, they were saying, well, maybe they can make a trade for Giannis because Jason Tatum isn't the guy. Like, I literally heard them say that on TV, and I'm like, Jason Tatum has been the face of the Celtics for 7 years.
8 years,
right?
Yeah,
8 years. Huh?
Yeah, 7, 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years, and he's been to the conference finals every year he's been there except for like 2. So I don't understand some of these people, and it's annoying, man, because it's like, I'm a Jason Tatum fan. I think Jason Tatum is a straight up dog, right? I think that and unfortunately, I think he had like 42 before he got hurt, and I mean, so we'll see what happens with the team tonight. But I mean, I do think that they still have a good team. I think that this is going to be one of those games that they win, and it ain't going to be nothing that anybody could. It don't matter who they would play tonight. I think they would beat every team in the league tonight.
Yeah, that's what makes me a little nervous. Somebody has C's and 7. I got Knicks and 7. I don't think the Celtics are out of this yet.
Okay.
Jason Tatum, you're right, man. He is a dog. He can do everything he needs to do. He could, he can shoot. He's a tough finisher. He's really good in any pick and roll situation. I really like something that you touched on. I want to bring the conversation to the forefront. No matter how much the media tries to just try to pin Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum against each other, who's better? Whose team is it? Who deserves more money? Who doesn't step up? Who's Batman? Who's Robin? Those guys do a really good job of navigating through all that BS. So I got to give them their credit on that.
Yeah, I mean, because they've been around the block enough to see, So I believe Jaylen Brown is a year older than he's been in the league one more year than Jason Tatum, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and so I think that they're good friends. Nothing tells me that they aren't, close friends or good friends, right? They've always had each other's back. So I feel like I mean they're pretty much experienced, and we're gonna hold each other down, no matter what they try and say. And I think that speaks to the character of both of those guys. With that being said, it's Jaylen Brown's time now. I mean, he has to be now. He can't play the background like he's been doing these playoffs. He has to, like, I mean, honestly, if they want to win a championship, forget winning a championship. If they want to get out of this series, he's gonna have to average 30 points a game, at the very least. He's gonna have to.
Yeah, I always take it a step further. He's gonna have to average 32 points a game. His season average, I think he's roughly about 22, 23 points.
Something like that, yeah.
In the playoffs, he's right around that 20, 21 mark.
Well, his average normally goes up in the playoffs. This season,
it hasn't for whatever reason. To your point, he's been playing in the background, and that's not going to be good enough. Now, where I'll give Boston their credit is they got somebody just brought up Porzingis. Porzingis could show up. Pritchard, he's been balling. They have pieces there. They got pieces on that team that are capable of filling the gap. It's just how hungry are they? I think that they're going to have to change their strategy a little bit, and I get it. They've won the championship with it. I am not a big fan of teams that live and die by the three. And it's been catching up to them in the series. That's why they keep blowing all these leads, is they live and die by the three.
I mean, but they won a championship playing this way too, though.
Yeah, so it's tough for me to give my opinion to the coach to say, yo, you need to change what you're doing. But I think that's the problem. That's why the Knicks have been able to claw their way back into every single game. Is they're living and the Celtics are living and dying by the three.
Right. Nah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
when you live and die by the three, all you got to do is stay scrappy, keep doing what you're doing, stay consistent, keep going to the hole, keep making shots. Eventually, that team is going to I don't want to say they're not going to catch fire, but they're going to start missing.
Yeah.
And
their legs get heavy, right?
Their legs get heavy, and
shoulders start hurting. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, legs get heavy, shoulders get. But I think I got 60 in me. 60
hey yo,
pause.
Hey, Diddy on trial right now. I don't know if those are the right words to be used.
I feel bad for my guy Diddy, man. When I was looking at his picture, I was like, man, they won't let the man dye his hair. He did figure out. He did figure out how to get a sharp line up.
Yeah, that's crazy. But so I mean, clearly the Celtics have to win, right? They have to win if they want to extend the series. But who do you have? Take your bias out of it. Who do you have tonight?
Tonight, I have the Knicks.
So you think the Knicks close it out?
This is why I think the Knicks are going to close it out. Let me paraphrase this. We have to close them out tonight, because if Jaylen Brown somehow goes out there and becomes the hero and gives them the confidence that, okay, we can get this done without Jason Tatum, they may win game 6 And if it gets to a game 7, even though I have the Knicks, it's anybody's game, right?
Game 7 is tough,
So,
and it'll be in Boston.
yeah. So right now, we just have to figure out somehow, some way, because they're fighting. They're not going to go away just because Jason Tatum. They're not going to lay down. They're not going to lay down.
Champions.
They're champions. Like, we have to want it more than they want it today, and we got to really like ball out, keep pace. We can't go down. We can't because they understand what the magnitude is. They already were feeling the pressure without Jason Tatum. Now they're like, yeah, we have to figure out how to get this done, because regardless, I think the injury to Jason Tatum, it gives them a little bit of an excuse, but let's be frank, we were going to win game 4 with him going down or not. And if Jason Tatum was still like not injured, him and Jaylen Brown would be facing a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think there's any pressure that they're not used to. I mean, they've been here before. It's not like this is their first rodeo.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, they would have been, even if we would have been up 3-1, I would have had the same urgency that we have to get it done, because again, you just highlighted they're champions, right? Like you can't play, don't play with them. Like, pause, like you got to close the door. You got to like keep your foot on their throat. But if you give them that little bit of hope tonight, it's going to 7.
Well, I mean, it's game 5 tonight, right?
It's game 5.
Yeah. So, all right. So you got you have the Knicks winning, but I have the Celtics winning. I have the Celtics. I don't know. At some point in this game, mark my words, some point in this game, the Celtics will be up like 15. They're home. Their leader, their Superman is down. They got a lot. And there's a lot of pride in that locker room. At some point in this game, I think the Celtics go up by at least 15. But I have the Celtics winning. Come back to me for because they will play the next game will be Friday, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that then. All right. The Cavs. The Cavs are home. They're packing up. They're on their way to Cancun. And ironically, we're talking about teams living and dying by the 3. The Cavs were up 19 and continue and they pretty much shot themselves out of the lead. And if we're being real, it kind of looked like they quit a little bit. I could be wrong. And I'm not saying everybody.
It kind
of looked like they quit a little bit yesterday, and it was like, man, we got to win this game, and we got to win 2 other games. Now I'll say this, and you brought it up, but those injuries kind of were like the ultimate equalizer, right? I think that it had to do with the injuries, because a lot of their main guys are hurt. Donovan Mitchell is he was hurt. Like, you could tell. It got to the point, I want to say in the 3rd quarter, he didn't even drive to the basket once. I was like, my God. I mean, he took, and then what this is what told me that the Cavs were done, and they still had the lead at this time. It was a play where Donovan Mitchell spent out of a double team, right? And he went up to try and go dunk. He got fouled, but a month ago he would have dunked it with an and one. Y'all remember the Sprite Grant Hill commercial when boy got caught on the rim? Grant Hill drinks Sprite, and then he got caught on the rim. That's exactly what happened to Don. And he got mad. He was like, I can't believe I couldn't finish that because that would have sent the crowd going crazy. Now he got fouled, and then he missed a bunch of free throws towards the end of the game. So, I mean, unfortunately, they were the 1 seed and they were riding high. Now they on their way to Cancun.
Yeah, I think, and I brought this up last week. They realized when they had all those injuries, they were in for a long battle.
Mm-hmm.
That Pacer team is a very underrated team.
Right.
And I keep telling everybody, Rick Carlisle has that team playing really good basketball. And Halliburton is on a mission to shut everybody up, right? Because a lot of people don't take him seriously. I want to tell you, if somehow, some way, he can get that team to the championship,
Mm-hmm.
his confidence is going to go through the roof. Now, I am looking forward, not only because I'm a Knicks fan, but I don't want to see the Celtics now versus the Pacers without Jason Tatum. I think most people would like to see the teams left at their strongest capability, right? You don't want to see the team that's there and it's like, man, what if they had Jason Tatum?
Yeah. Nah, well, again, yeah, I think the NBA probably wants Knicks Pacers right now. I think the NBA is like, yo, Jason Tatum's out.
Right.
I think that we'll let's get the Knicks a few more calls. I mean, if you let some people tell it, they're gonna say, well, the Knicks. I mean, the NBA already made the call with the NBA lottery, so why not? Why not get? I know, but they're gonna be like, why not get the Knicks in there too? Let's make a phone call. Yeah, Mr. Official, don't those 6 extra calls. The Celtics don't get those. Okay, bye. And then okay, bye. Like that. So, you know, in regards to the draft lottery, like the NBA just saved this dude's job, yo. Like, how in the world do the Mavericks, who just traded Luka, oh my gosh, now they're gonna get Cooper Flag?
So look, I saw something that was very interesting. Somebody has to fact check me, but I saw this.
I know what you're about to say.
You know what I'm about to say?
Go ahead.
People think the league called Dallas and asked them to trade Luka to LA for Anthony Davis. Now they're saying that boosted ratings, and the deal was they would get the number 1 draft pick. And the person, I did a little bit of research. I don't know if it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That said, every time a big star is traded to LA, that team the next year gets the first overall draft pick. So let me see.
That's not true. I don't know if that's true, but when a big star does leave,
only in LA though. Let's see if I can find this.
Well, that's not true because so it happened with Cleveland, it happened with New Orleans twice. So when LeBron went to the Heat, now he didn't get traded, but he
not to Heat, just with LA, just with LA.
No, but I'm saying it's happened with other teams though. That's what I'm saying. It's not just LA. Yeah. So because remember when LeBron left, the Heat got not the Heat, but the Cavs got the number 1 pick. They picked up Kyrie. Then when LeBron left again, they got the number 1 pick again. That's when they drafted Anthony Bennett. When Chris Paul got traded to the Clippers, the Pelicans got the number 1 pick, got Anthony Davis. When when Anthony Davis got traded to the Lakers, that went where you're right about that. When Anthony Davis got traded to the Lakers, the Pelicans got the number 1 pick, and they got Zion.
It looks a little fishy.
Hey, I don't know, man. Hey, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not. Me neither.
I'm not a conspiracy, but that joint look crazy because there ain't a soul. There ain't a soul. I know we said this on here multiple times that, this general manager about to get fired, but it don't start to make sense now because the ownership, they backed the trade. He doubled down on the trade. Even though they didn't even make the playoffs, he still doubled down on the trade. Like, something ain't right.
Throw everybody off their scent. And really, honestly, I don't care how much ownership backs you or says they back you. Even if they gave the green light for that deal, at some point, they're going to come knock on your hotel door or on the road and be like, look, sorry about this. We didn't envision what's happening. The fan base, they're not happy with us, and to save face, somebody's got to be a scapegoat. Yeah. And they would have fired him just off of GP if that was really his idea or there was not no gain from it. So it smells a little fishy.
So
I want to tell you one other thing that smells a little fishy too. Why can we not see the lottery live anymore? Remember they used to have it where they had all the team. Yeah, and you got to see what team got the number 1 pick. Why?
Hey, listen,
why are you hiding this in the back room?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Scott. I promise you. I
don't want to be because
what? Yo, this joint look crazy, yo. Wait a minute. So you're right. You got it. Scott, you are on to something. Why don't they show the lottery balls anymore? That
was the best part. That was the best part. You can see everybody lined up. The lottery balls come up, and you see like what team it is, and you see everybody's like facial expression, like shit.
I mean, now people still be stressed out. Like,
oh yeah, people still be stressed out, but it's like, how does somebody know the results?
Well,
why can't we all be surprised at the same time, right?
So there's only well, even at that time, I think they still know who. Well, I don't know, but there's only one person. There's normally only one person that knows, the results. And but
think about it, right? Even if they said, all right, I don't know, where do you get your randomizer from? Like when we do like draft picks and stuff, where do you get the randomizer?
Online.
Yeah, even if they came out and said we were going to do an online randomizer, and they showed it.
Especially if it's the internet. That joint they're gonna be like,
it probably would get hacked, and people would be trying to control the randomizer. But my point is, if people see the results in real time, you don't have to worry about like.
But check this out, Scott. Check this out. Again, y'all know how I feel about saying sports is rigged, right? I really that really like burns me up. But that's more of the game itself being played. Now, the draft lottery and shit like that, I mean, my hand is up. But I'll say this. Forget Dallas getting the number 1 pick. That looks crazy. But the fact that the Spurs got the number 2 pick, right? And you know what's going to happen? They're going to trade that number 2 pick and get Giannis. So they're going to have Giannis, Wemby, who just won a Rookie of the Year? Castle and De'Aaron Fox. Yo, what? Listen, the Spurs had like 2 bad seasons in the last like 30 years. The year before they got Wemby, right? And the year before they got Duncan. Every other time, yeah.
How And how convenient are the Spurs to always hit on their number one draft pick when they have picks that high?
Look,
Like they
man.
never have a bust. Like most teams at least have
Yeah.
like a bust here and there, something like that. But they always manage to get a generational talent.
Look at they rookies in it. They had David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Wemby, and Stephen Castle.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Listen, look. All right, this is a question from Phil, right? And I would tell you, listen, the Bucks are gonna get. Not only are they gonna get the number 2 pick, they're gonna get about 5 first-round picks, right? They're gonna get about 5 first-round picks and like 2 or 3 players. And the crazy thing is the Spurs don't even have to work with they don't have to get a third team. They got enough picks and they got pieces that they could give the Bucks to hold them over, because the Bucks are gonna want picks as well. I mean, want players as well.
Yeah, and I think it's worth it. I mean, if you have an opportunity to get Giannis, you have to give up the picks to get Giannis. I mean,
so I know I wouldn't if I was Dallas. Yes, Dallas is doing the right thing. You ain't gonna make me give up Luka and then say I got to give up Cooper. No way. No,
they gave up that pick after it being rigged. It would be hell to be in Dallas.
Hey, listen. Oh, he would definitely get fired then. It wouldn't even be listen. He came out and said, look, normally they let the draft process play out. They're like, yo, we're gonna see all the eventual guys getting drafted, prospects. We're gonna go to the pre-draft camp. We're gonna go to the combine. They said we ain't trading the pick, and we're taking Cooper Flag. They forget everybody else is coming out. We don't care. We're here. We're gonna be at the draft for one reason and one reason only. We're taking him. We're going to get him. Him right there, Cooper.
So I agree. I think most people agree. Cooper Flag is the number 1 overall pick, right? It's not debatable.
Oh, no.
But you could be doing yourself a disservice not doing your due diligence.
No, Scott.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're right.
No, Scott. No.
You're right.
No.
You're right. It's nobody in this draft that's better than Cooper.
And you want to hear something even crazier? He's actually supposed to be a high school senior this year.
Yeah.
He graduated high school early. So I don't know, man. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it looked real funny that the Mavs and the Spurs are 1 and 2. Like, go figure that ain't no income tax in Texas. Go figure. Now you're gonna have Cooper Flag number 1. You're gonna have the daggone Spurs trading with the Bucks so they could get Giannis. Oh man. I mean, now, and here's the other thing. Now, Popovich is he's not coaching no more. He's in the upstairs, and they can't lose. There's no way for this coach to mess it up.
No.
Their new coach, was it Mitch? I forget. No, I'll tell you something that was actually a pretty cool story. So Popovich had his retirement press conference last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a ton of guys that currently play for the Spurs and used to play for the Spurs. One of the guys that was there was DeJounte Murray, who is currently on another team. Now I thought that was cool because you normally don't see that, and I think that says a lot about Popovich as a mentor, a coach, a father figure to a lot of these guys. So I thought that was pretty dope that they all showed up. What they call him, El Jefe. Yeah. So I thought that was dope that he was around there. But
So
I
let me
mean,
ask you this,
uh-huh.
because I've been waiting to ask you because we got derailed. Jimmy Bucket, does he score more than 14 points tonight?
Jimmy yeah. He better. Well, he was sick. They say he was sick the last game. They said he feels better now.
Is
Listen.
he
If he
going
don't,
to be enough?
if he
Do you think they can get it done tonight?
What's that count? 3-1, right?
It's 3-1. They don't get it done tonight. They're going home. They get it done. Steph looks like he's suiting up for game 6.
If I was the Warriors, I would have said Steph was playing game 5. Just for the fear factor. The fear factor alone. They're going home tonight. It's over. It's over.
It's curtains.
It's curtains.
It's curtains.
It'd be different if Steph was playing. It's over. It's over. You know how like when Vince Carter did that one dunk?
Yeah.
Like, it's over. Hey, put it like this. The Celtics got a better chance at beating the Knicks than the Warriors do the Timberwolves. It's over. Book it. And I ain't even do my parlay yet, man. God, I forgot to do my parlay. Eh? But it don't matter. I can do a live parlay.
40-32. 40-32. Let's go next.
That's the score right now?
Yeah, 40-32 in the second.
Well, listen, y'all. It might be over.
No. It's a lot of time left. It's like 9:08 in the second. So they
okay. All right. I mean, look, man. I think that the Celtics they gave a valiant effort. Unfortunately, they ain't got their guy. And I think that the Knicks got their guy. His name is Brunson. So I mean,
so let me ask you about this last series. You got Nuggets, OKC. OKC up 3-2.
Yeah.
You still got the Nuggets.
No, I never had the Nuggets.
That's right. That's the one series we agreed on.
Yeah, I didn't have the Nuggets. I had the OKC. Yeah, that's over too, by the way. Joker could barely walk. He is. Listen. I hear what everybody's saying. That first of all, they giving Joker a pass. I don't want because if this was LeBron and LeBron was tired, they'd be talking about his game and this, that, and the third. Now they saying Joker needs more help. No, that's the same team.
Oh no, he absolutely does not need more help.
Yeah, I mean, this is they just won a championship 2 seasons ago. No, they are
one of the talented rosters. Like Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. This team is the basketball version of the Eagles. That's why I told somebody the other day. The Nuggets are the basketball version of the Eagles. They have the depth. They have everything that they need. You know what they don't have that they need? A damn coach, right? So you fire your damn coach. At the end of the damn season, you want Joker to be the player coach. The man is exhausted because now every time out he has to. I'm surprised they don't give him the damn whiteboard, and so he could call a play. But yeah, he's exhausted. So it's like the man could barely move. That is true. I ain't never seen Joker do so much talking.
Yeah, you never seen him talk. You never see him talk. So whatever the issue was with Mike Malone or Michael Malone and the front office, they cost them this series. Not nobody. Now let's be clear. Even if Michael Malone was there, the Thunder are are loaded as well, and they have everything.
They're going to be tough. Like I told you, I am rooting for my Knicks, but OKC is going to be tough to beat by anybody. It's going to be tough. Like you said, they have everything they need.
So let's real quick. Let's think of all the teams that's left in the playoffs: Boston, New York, the Pacers, OKC, Denver, Golden State, Minnesota. So Denver just won a championship 2 years ago. Golden State's won a plethora of championships. Boston just won last year. And that's it, right? Those are the teams that won championships since we've been alive, right? Now, I would love to see a team win the championship that hasn't won a championship since 81. Scott was born in 81. So since 1981, right? I would love that. So except for the Knicks. and not even because you're a fan, it's because listen, I don't want the Knicks to win the championship before the Cowboys. I don't. But I tell you what, if the Knicks were to win the championship, listen to me clear. If the Knicks were to win the championship, they're gonna build a statue for Jalen Brunson. I know there's been a bunch of Knicks that's been here. If they win a championship, if Jalen Brunson leads them to a championship, be prepared for there to be a statue of Jalen Brunson. He's already some would consider him a top 5 Knick of all time already.
You know what? I was actually just about to say that. I've been thinking about that, and I know it's probably premature. The boy shows up. He shows up. He shows up.
I can't even hate on him.
Got no excuses. He figures out how to get it done. I'm comfortable with him in the top 5 Knick of all time. And you're right. If he does get this done, he deserves a statue.
And
he deserves a statue.
Think about this, right? And again, not to have no history lesson, but the Knicks teams in the 70s that won the championship, they had a ton of Hall of Famers on those. I ain't gonna say a ton, but they had a bunch of Hall of Famers on those teams. On this Knicks team, you got Brunson, that's a potential Hall of Famer.
Cat could be a potential Hall of Famer.
Cat should be in the Hall of Fame. And you got some other guys that, but you got OG possibly. I don't know. But
Bridges, OG, Hart, they're not Hall of Famers, but they, my God, are some of the best role players that I've ever seen.
They're gonna be in the role player
Hall of Fame. Yeah,
I totally agree. So
what's exciting for me as a Knicks fan, I am used to the general manager not knowing what they're doing. It's not necessarily so much the coach, but I'm used to them not being able to construct the team that meshes. Either it goes in one direction, right? It's either they have really good players that don't gel, but they all want to play in New York for whatever reason, and pieces don't fit. Or they've tried to go kind of the draft mode and the development and the trust the process. When they had Coach Fizdale and all that, and that didn't work. This is the first time that every single time they made a trade, I was like, wow, we just got better. Wow, we just got better. Wow, we just got better. And they fit perfectly. Oh, my God. Let me take that back. All right, the score is 42-41 now.
Woo!
Yeah, it is a battle going on now, bro.
All right, so look, this is what we're going to do. Because it's time to go. It's really not time to go, but it's going to be time to go because Scott's not going to be able to focus. So a couple things before we get out of here. I'll be at the UFL game this weekend. If you're in the DC area, come check out the DC Avengers, DC Defenders, and they play the Arlington Renegades. It's an important game to me, not necessarily just to me, but you got player for the Arlington Renegades, Joe Powell. Interviewed him last year. He's still doing this thing with the Renegades, and he'll be. I mean, as close to home as you can call it, because he is from the 757 area of Virginia. So, you know, if you know him, go out there and support. Even if you don't know him, and you in the area, you might as well just go to the game. It'd be pretty dope. Those games are really cool. So I'll be out there covering that game this Sunday. What else we got? So, you know, we'll see what happens with the Knicks. We're gonna talk about it. And I think that's about it, right? Oh, well, one thing I will say, because I don't think we said, we may or may not have said it, but happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Congratulations
to Janiqua
too. Yeah,
again her degree on Monday.
And Des.
And Des. Shout out to Des. I can't find my soundboard right now. They still say, all right, hold on one second, Scott. I gotta get some horns here for the ladies, you know. Where my sound? Oh, here it go. All right. So yeah, so Phil says that Brunson has passed Melo as a Knick. Whew. All right. Did you hear that, Scott?
Yeah, and I gotta agree with Phil. I like Melo. I've defended Melo.
Yeah,
but Bronson is.
I think Melo would say that. What you think?
He has to, and I'm not saying that Bronson's a big player.
But Melo as a Knick, not career, as a Knick.
Yeah. As a Knick, I gotta get the edge to Brunson.
I ain't mad at that
because I feel like he is going to figure out how to get past this team. He's not gonna let a lead go from 3-1.
Yeah, I will hope so, because then they don't want to have to deal with me. So I'm gonna have some jokes.
Nah, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it'll be a lot of jokes. But that's okay.
But well, can we get a score update before we get up out of here?
It's 52-51 Knicks. 3:30 left in the second.
Scott, you look a little nervous, Scott.
Hey man, yeah.
Hey, listen, man, ain't nothing like watching playoff basketball or football worry free. You ain't got to worry about your team in there because you
just place a couple bets. I can't
play some bets. Yeah, you just
place bets from the game.
Get a drink. Yeah. So, but nah, man. But yeah, let's get up out of here. We gonna wrap this one up. We may do something this weekend. Who knows? But this off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B.
Oh, Scott, we advanced as well.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm gonna play my game, eat dinner, watch the rest of this game. Then Mike White, if you listen, I'm in the bed by at the end of this game.
We out, man.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo, and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.